What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. This video is all about Kylo Ren and where exactly he learned some of the awesome Force techniques that he uses in Episode 7. So the idea for this video actually came up as I was doing research for a How Strong Will Luke Skywalker Be in Episode 8 video. Keep a lookout for that because I think that video is going to be dope. But I was actually talking to some buddies about this, and I said, well, one of the points that expresses how strong Luke is the fact that he teaches Kylo Ren how to use Force stasis. And if he can teach that to a Padawan, it just means, holy cow, think about how strong he could be. And my buddy actually brought up a pretty good point. He said, well, we don't actually know for certain that that is where Kylo learned that ability. And as I started to think more and more about it, I began to realize that that is actually a valid point. We don't know if he learned such a technique from Luke Skywalker. So let's talk about what we do know and propose some theories as to far as where Kylo could have learned some of the things that he utilizes in the film. So, according to canon, we know that up to 6 years before The Force Awakens, Ben Solo is the Padawan of Luke Skywalker. They are out and about in the galaxy, and nobody really knows exactly where they are or exactly what they are doing. This is expressed in Bloodline when Leia goes to send a message out to her son, and she confesses not knowing where he is, but only that he is with his uncle Luke. Okay, so we don't know from that point, which by the way, that message was actually about Vader being Leia's father and therefore Ben's grandfather, probably information that he had no idea about and likely led to him turning to the dark side. But we really do not know how long it took from that message being received until he actually does turn. But let's assume it's less than a year. So we're talking about 5 years that he was not with Luke Skywalker, and he was at least learning some things from Snoke. This is a message that is echoed in not only The Force Awakens when Snoke says that he must complete his training, which of course implies that there was training started before, but also in The Force Awakens novelization. Snoke speaks about how Kylo Ren is the best apprentice that he has ever had. He has had many apprentices, but Kylo is the best because of where he comes from, because of his connection to both the dark side and the light side. Snoke views Kylo as a very, very powerful person and an important tool in what he wishes to accomplish with regards to the Force. So there was at least some training that was taking place between Kylo and Snoke. Now, Sith training we know very little about. There are stuff from legends, but as far as canon goes, we really don't know exactly how that all works. When you look at Darth Sidious, it is expressed that he trained Darth Maul directly, and he trained him very, very well. This comes literally right from Sidious's mouth in Phantom Menace. However, Darth Sidious actually never trains Lord Vader in any Sith abilities. He just allows the Sith Lord to utilize his old Jedi training and his natural tendencies to the dark side as his abilities and prowess in battle. So for different reasons, Sith would share some things with some people and not a lot with others. So we really do not know how much he got from Snoke, but it is possible that he learned such an ability from Snoke. It is also possible that Kylo learned these abilities completely on his own. We know that he went around finding Vader's artifacts, Darth Vader's old possessions. Now, Vader's castle, which was just shown in Rogue One, could be a place that Kylo became aware of, perhaps went there, and it is possible that Vader had all sorts of Sith artifacts, including Sith holocrons. Now, important to note, in Star Wars Rebels, Ezra Bridger at the very beginning of season 3 expresses some very insane Force abilities. He reaches out and actually takes control of an AT-AT, turns it on Imperial soldiers, gets it to kill them, and then has it walk off a cliff. Sabine comments, when did Kanan, who is his Jedi Master, teach you that? And Ezra simply says, he didn't. It is also expressed in that show that Ezra had opened and was communing with a Sith holocron, learning abilities, and he says as much when talking to Kanan about the use. He literally says, the things I have learned from this thing have helped me protect us and further our goals. So let's just imagine that there's a Sith holocron in Vader's castle. It is possible that Kylo goes there, opens it using the dark side of the Force, and absorbs some of the knowledge within it, and that could be where some of his abilities come from. Now, having said all of that, it is entirely possible that he did learn these abilities from Luke Skywalker, and we really don't know too much about what the new Jedi Order under Master Skywalker was like, or what the training was like under Luke directly as a Padawan. So until we get more information like that, we can only speculate. But I thought it was an interesting point. I wanted to do this video and kind of express what is possible. And it is definitely possible that some of the very powerful abilities that we saw Kylo Ren use in The Force Awakens were not taught to him by Luke Skywalker, but rather taught to him by either Snoke or some kind of Sith before that in a holocron form. Let me know in the comments section, what do you think? Do you think that these lessons were passed down by Luke Skywalker? Do you think that he learned them perhaps from communing with Sith artifacts, or did he possibly learn them from Supreme Leader Snoke? I'm very interested to hear all of you guys' theories. Hit me up in the comments section. Let's start a discussion about this. All right, let's check that nerd card really quickly. The question is going to be about the Sith. What is the name of the Sith Lord that instituted the rule of 2? Answer that question in the comments section below. Like this video if you thought it was cool, and subscribe to the channel to get more Star Wars videos, including my How Strong Will Luke Skywalker Be in Episode 8 video, which should drop later this week. I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See you!